I had already recorded this video a while ago, and I was waiting to finish it up. Went to a location. I wanted to try this app out at this location and get back. Computer issues, replaced the motherboard, decided I'm going to upgrade the processor. And everything I recorded for this video and other videos, gone. Disappeared. No idea what happened to it. Anyways, let's get to it. At the time of recording this video, a few months ago, Steve Huff put out an app called the Transend Theory app. Now, he worked on this app with the guys who did the Necrometer and the Necrophonic app. I'm going to play part of a video that Steve Huff did. It's a tutorial. He explains how this app's supposed to work, makes big claims such as it's going by scientific principles and it's undebunkable and all this other crazy stuff. There were a few things he said in that video that were very interesting and kind of funny. I want to quickly go through the description of this app. Now, keep in mind that the description in the App Store and what Steve Huff is actually saying are very night and day.
Transend Theory. This app is designed to generate random words. What the app does. The idea behind this app is to see if random formations of letters can create words and sounds of meaning. When you press the play button, letters from an alphabet list will begin a random formation process at various lengths and intervals. These formations will be used to generate vocal sounds. Text transcriptions of these sounds can be used by turning on the transcribe feature. The filter feature of the app can be used to trim and clean up these audio clips to produce a more easily understandable interpretation. The result of this process will produce random words and vocal sounds. Settings. In the settings you will find a voice speed slider that can be used to speed up or slow down the voice sounds being produced. The reverb audio effect can be used to create a more spacious sound. A text log will store any text transcriptions you receive. The filter strength option of low, medium, and high will determine the amount of the audio segments that can be removed before regenerating a new audio clip. For entertainment purposes only.
So let's remember what was said in the description versus what Steve Huff said about the app. All right, who's ready to be tortured? We're going to watch some of this video Steve Huff did on the Transend app. He'll explain how it works, give a tutorial, and from there, we're going to go ahead and we're going to test this app out against some other apps.
All right, welcome everyone. This is going to be the tutorial segment of this video. I'm going to talk about how this app works, how spirits use it, and how you can use it to try and connect with spirits. But remember, this is a tool. This is not a magic box. There's no spirit box or app made that will attract spirits to you. We connect with spirits through us, through our energy. I've talked about it for years. Been doing this for 13 years, and connection relies on our energy melding with spirit energy. It's easy to do. You just have to be open. But I'll talk about tips on connecting after I show you what this app is all about. So this is an app, a collaboration between Keith Weldon, Chris Rogers, and myself. It's called Transend Spirit Link. There's never been an app for it, or for ITC like this, ever. Nothing has ever been made like this. This uses scientific principles. It's advanced. It's professional. This is not a gimmick app. It's not.
Okay, but yet in the description, it says entertainment only. And what scientific principles? I've already watched this video. He does not explain any of the scientific principles whatsoever.
Not filled with scary words and scary music to make you think you're talking with spirits. This is an app that, especially those of you who like to go to locations, houses, spots that are haunted. Now, I will say that spots aren't really haunted. We are haunted. We attract the spirits. And when we go to a haunted location, it is our energy, our little bit of fear, a little bit of excitement that attracts the spirits to us. So let's go
Sounds like fairy tale bullshit to me, but whatever.
over what this app is all about and why it's different from any other app ever made. Now, most apps made use either words programmed in, some are fake, some give you scary words that pop up to make you think you're talking to a ghost, some use scary music and sound effects, all worthless, all useless for true spirit contact. Some apps use radio scanners, boxes use radio scanners. That's kind of old tech these days. Spirits can use those radio bits. They manipulate that little bit of audio, but it's very hard for spirits to use, and it's usually not clear. Radio, I no longer use it. I stopped using radio scanners years ago because it hindered the communication. Some apps use white noise. White noise, you can get EVPs out of them, but it's not really anything like this where you can actually have a back and forth. So there's no gibberish, no loaded sound banks, no audio, no speech, nothing like that in here.
Now, he said there's no gibberish. I promise you, there's a lot of gibberish.
So there's nothing that can be false positive. I had a bunch of clips where I was going back and forth. Spirits were validating what they were showing me. They called my name, all kinds of things. Anytime you hear a relevant reply to you talking, that is a spirit. You can't explain it any other way.
Okay. Sure, coincidence. However, he is claiming that if I get a relevant answer to a question, then I am 100% talking to a spirit. Prove it.
This app does not use your microphone, so it's not going to ask for permission to use the mic. You can turn it off. It doesn't use the internet. Feel free to turn off the internet. It doesn't use AI. None of that is in this app. This app uses the alphabet, letters. There are letters of the alphabet, all letters, as well as 2 combo letters inside of this app. And these letters are there for spirits to use and form words and even longer phrases if they're really connected to you strongly. And this is undebunkable. Any skeptic who says it's fake, you can't debunk it because this app is not fake.
But yet it says for entertainment purposes only. And in the description, it's a word generator. It's a word randomizer. So to sit there and say it's undebunkable and it's not fake is absolutely false.
If you hear answers to your questions, as I've shown you that I've gotten, it is undeniable, undebunkable. So let's get to the app. The play button starts the app, but before you do that, you're going to want to go into settings, which I'll show you in a second. You then have a transcribe button and a filter button. I'll explain what those do, but let's go to settings. Now you have 2 themes, a light theme and a dark theme. All that does is change the color of the app. It has nothing to do with light or dark spirits. If you turn off the dark theme, you'll see it's very bright white. If you turn on the dark theme, it's a darker theme. I personally feel the dark theme is easier on the eyes, especially if you're going to be in a dark location or anything like that. It's not as jarring. So in the settings, you see the voice speed. I like to put the voice speed about right there. And this voice speed comes from me. As you guys know, I've made devices over the last decade, and over the last few years, I've been using voice slowdown in my devices because it made it so much easier to understand what spirits are saying. And we incorporated it into this app, and this is the first time a true voice slowdown has been implemented in a true ITC app. Now you have reverb. We discovered over a decade ago that reverb was dramatically helping spirits to talk and reply. I made a video a decade ago about it and showed the difference between no reverb and having reverb. Spirits were talking and validating with reverb on. They were not with reverb off. So this will come loaded like this. I like to turn this down a little bit more like so, and that keeps everything clear. Right? You're going to hear the clearest voice when they connect that you've heard. So no more hard to understand words. Now here's a thing called filter strength. I'll talk about that in a second. Then you have another button called text log. Now the version I have here, the text log is not quite done yet, but it will be done by the time you're watching this video. What the text log will do is show you a log of every reply that came in during your session. That way, if you didn't record it, say, or you were just in a room doing a session to see what would happen and you got an amazing thing, you could go back to the text log and see the replies that came in. This video tutorial button will take you directly to the video you're watching now on YouTube. So let's go to the filter strength. You have low, medium, and high. Now the filter, what the filter does, you see the filter button here, and that would be on then. What the filter does is, the way this app works, as I told you, it has letters of the alphabet. And at random, every so often, the system is going to try to play a word, or not play a word, just play a sound using these letters. And if we turn it to low, you're going to hear a lot of things that make no sense, because in that way, it's the app itself pushing these forward, pushing these out, and it's going to sound like gibberish. So we still will hear gibberish if a spirit doesn't connect. You're not hearing a different language. You're not hearing anything.
But to go back to what he said there is no gibberish. But he's saying that we will get gibberish. That makes no sense.
Like that. It just means no spirit is connected. Now, how does the filter strength coincide with this? If you put it on low, that means more gibberish will come out. You're going to hear more gibberish. You can still have spirit connect, but there's going to be more that you don't understand in between spirit replies. But there's a pro of using low, and that is you might have more opportunity to get longer replies maybe, or more words said. Medium strength will eliminate a lot of the gibberish because this has a text from speech system built in. Now, when you hear a word and the text shows up, like when it said my name and it said Steve, that doesn't mean that text doesn't know that it's really saying Steve, because that is not a word that's programmed in. That word doesn't exist in here. So when a word is said, the text from speech tries to guess what was said. So it's not always accurate, but I'd say it's 85–90% accurate. Always listen with your ears. On the medium filter strength, more of that gibberish, if the system detects that it's not a word or a phrase, it will filter it out and you won't hear it. If you put it on high, that filter becomes more aggressive to where you shouldn't hear any gibberish. And you might, if you're not connected, it might be silent for longer periods of time. But if a spirit is connected, you will hear more of that conversational flow. So I kind of used it with all of these. I do like low. I do like medium. High, I'm finding I get smaller words when spirits do speak. So I like to keep it on medium. It all depends. I'm still kind of experimenting with it. I've gotten replies using any filter sentence. Just know on low, it's not going to filter out the gibberish or most of it. On high, it'll filter out most of the gibberish and leave you with what the system thinks are actually words being formed by spirit. That's something to experiment with. All right, we go back to the main screen. We're all done with the settings. This turns the filter on and off. You could actually leave the filter off, but you're probably going to get a lot of gibberish, especially if you're not connected to spirit. Once you connect to a spirit and they're using it with you, that gibberish will go away while that spirit is there, and you'll hear what they're saying. If you're only hearing gibberish or nothing that makes sense, you're not connected to a spirit. All right, transcribe. That is the text from speech system here. You could leave it off and just...
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I had enough of watching Steve Huff. What I'm going to do next is simple. It's an experiment. We're going to use the app. I'm going to ask 2 questions. A name and age. And I'm going to repeat those questions over and over again to see what happens. All right, before we start this, I'm on airplane mode. Hey, Steve Huff said it can be used on airplane mode. We're going to use it on airplane mode. I'm going to show the settings. There are the settings. I'm going to leave the settings be. Now, I'm going to make a prediction here. This is going to be an epic fail. I am not going to get a direct response to any of my questions. Now remember, I'm asking 2 questions. Name and age. Keeping it simple. Let's go ahead here. We'll turn the filter on. Transcribe so you guys can see what comes up on there. And here we go. All right. So, if there's any ghosts or spirits around me, can you please tell me your name? If you're here with me, I would love to talk to you. My name is Joe. My name is Joe. What is your name? Gibberish. Can you tell me how old you are? Can you please tell me how old you are? How about your name? What is your name? I would really like to know your name. Could you please tell me your name? Can you tell me how old you are? I forgot. My battery's at 47%, and one of the things that I noticed when using this app is that my phone gets hot and the battery drains quickly. Can you tell me how old you are? I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. What if I remove this phone? What if I hold it? Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need to be connected to the phone. Can you please tell me your name? What is your name? What is your age? Interesting, but I asked for an age. How old are you? Can you tell me your name? So far, nothing direct. All right, so I'm going to stop this. Okay, so I'm going to run this app on two separate phones. We have the iPhone here, and then the Android phone. It's a OnePlus or something like that. I don't know. But I'm going to say the iPhone, considering it is a more powerful phone. More is going to come out of the iPhone than it will this other phone here. And we can see the settings. They're exactly the same. Go ahead, we'll apply the filter, transcribe, and we will play them. Again, same two questions, name and age. So let's try this again. Could you please tell me your name? Again, could you please tell me your name? If there are any ghosts or spirits around, you can use this device here to communicate with me. If that's even possible. But could you please tell me how old you are?
I won't. Now head off. Try.
Can you tell me how old you are, please?
Showed. Me man.
Can you please tell me your name?
Such a way. Wait.
How old are you?
So. Transend.
The outcome's going to be the same. I'm not going to get a direct response. My name is Joe. What is your name?
Here. Here I.
Yeah, none of this really makes any sense. I'm not getting a direct response. What is your age?
Monday.
It's actually Tuesday, but okay. How old are you?
All six third child.
Okay. I'm just going to ask one last time. Could you please tell me your name?
Solar.
That is not a name.
Hour.
Epic fail. I had the app running on two separate phones. Of course, the iPhone pumped out more than the Android phone, but that's just because of hardware. The hardware in the iPhone is much faster, can process information faster than the Android phone. So now we can see that I have the heavy hitters for YouTubers. I've now included the Spirit Talker and the Necrometer. Now, I'm going to say that the Spirit Talker is going to be more accurate by chance and probably put out more words than the other apps. The Necrometer, I don't think it's going to be quite as accurate, but it'll probably put out more words than the Transend Theory app. I have like no expectations whatsoever as of right now for the Transend Theory app. I think it's going to be a fail, and I'm also going to try to predict when a name is going to come through the Spirit Talker. So let's go ahead, get all of these going. Again, I'm going to show the settings. The settings have been the same. Nothing's changed. Turn the filter on. Transcribe. Play. Get the Necrometer going. Let me adjust this. And the Spirit Talker. Again, same two questions. Can you please tell me your name?
Wish. It's back wrong. Past.
Could you please tell me your name?
Her who made pens.
There's life after death.
Okay. Can you tell me how old you are?
Antes. Him.
At some point, the Spirit Talker will pick up and start pumping out more words.
I like to play games.
Yeah, so do I. Anyways, could you please tell me your name?
Price. A little bit.
Could you please tell me how old you are?
Joe. Aunt. Tunnel.
What is your name?
I have many friends.
He sent me dry.
The spirit talker should pump out a name here soon. Either the next word or the following word. We should get a name. Could you please tell me your name?
Tail. A bag. Care appearance.
Josephine.
As predicted. I knew it was either going to be the next word or the word after that. And I believe the Spirit Talker is going to be more accurate by chance than these other apps. Can you tell me how old you are?
Flow.
My name is Peter.
Oh, wow. So it spit out two words or two names in a row. Okay.
Freeze.
Can you please tell me how old you are?
Children are playing.
You have.
Could you please tell me your name?
Chiefs. Floor. Empty.
So the Spirit Talker is just now starting to pick up a little bit. It
Listen.
it usually does that. It'll start off a little slow and then it'll start picking up. But again, the Transend Theory app,
GTI motor.
a fail. Just straight up a fail. The Spirit Talker, again, by chance, is more accurate. But my place isn't haunted. So what I did is
She screams.
okay. All right. To be fair, my place isn't haunted. So what I had done was I went up to the cemetery. It's the oldest cemetery in Bristol, Tennessee, and I ran all of these apps. And here's what happened. Okay, so I'm going to run the Spirit Talker app, the Necrometer, and the Transcend Theory app. I am at the oldest cemetery in Bristol, Tennessee. Supposedly, it's haunted. I don't know. But anyhow, we're going to see how these apps do. Now, one thing that I noticed is that the necrometer, the EMF, or whatever that is, I can't tell what it is. Anyways, it's pegged. My car's turned off. And it's pegged. Doesn't surprise me because, well, even though the car's off, there's still power flowing through. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but when I put it back up here, it pegs. So when people are out there in their vehicles investigating and they're getting these EMF hits and other things going on that involve apps or other electronics, yeah, the car isn't exactly the best place to go to, and investigate in when you're out somewhere like a cemetery. So anyways, same questions. I'm going to repeat them. I'm going to bet that the Spirit Talker will probably pump out more words and by chance be more accurate. The Necrometer, it'll pump out some words, not quite as much as the Spirit Talker. And the Transend Theory app is just gonna be like, what's the word I'm looking for? Babble, basically. Alright, so we're gonna start this. Start this and start this. Alright. So my name is Joe, and if there's anyone in here or around me or whatever, can you please tell me your name?
An item. You've read at the Renan.
Okay. Let me see if I can. I'll have to overexpose this so you guys can see.
Cease.
Can you please tell me your name?
Into it. It near.
My name is Joe. What is your name? Can you tell me how old you are?
On. You do my. If you.
Can you please tell me your name?
Firm.
Witchcraft.
In art and we.
Let's see. Here real soon, the Spirit Talker should be pushing out a name. Can you please tell me your name?
T.
Read a high dummy.
Okay. That was very gibberish. Let's see if I can. No, that's not going to work.
Me.
Well, that was an epic fail across the board. We are focusing mainly on the Transend app, but the other apps, nope. It was bad. Then again, I mean, you know, it's a cemetery and maybe the ghosts were up all night haunting the cemetery, you know, having fun, things like that. And they just decided to sleep in. And I got there at a bad time. Got there while they were sleeping. However, we wanted to try it at a haunted location. So we did. If you're actually here with us,
Really?
can you tell us your name? What is your name?
It. Pennywise.
Okay, so clearly you're not it.
Well, if we're gonna be playing into this, if there was an inhuman spirit here, it might call itself it, and not by its name. And like I said, if we're leaning into it, my name's Dawson.
I'm Joe.
I'm Dawn.
You're in there.
Your end there.
Here.
Here. Yep, we're right here.
Okay, it's something. All right. How many fingers am I holding up? I'm going to ask the same question 4 times. What is your name? My throat made a noise. What is your name?
It actually, it said yes after the first one, didn't it?
I don't know. What is your name?
Beach.
What is your name?
Say grab a dude.
I thought it was Rabbit Dude.
Now, I didn't want to show too much of that clip because we were investigating. It's for future content. But I just wanted to show that we did try. We did ask the same questions over and over again. We did not get a direct response, although there was something funny that did come through on that app. Oh, the phone.
Spirit Talker?
Yeah. No.
A scam.
Yeah, no shit, it's a scam. So I gave this app a shot. And I think I gave it a fair shot. Used it at my house. It's not haunted. Took it to a cemetery. And then we took it to one of the most alleged haunted places on Earth. We did not get a direct response in any way, shape, or form. Now, Steve Huff says that this app is undebunkable, but he actually debunked it himself. In the description, it says entertainment. In that description, it also says random word generator. But yet, on YouTube, on his channel, he says it's not a gimmick. It's not a random word generator. He lied. Because in the description of the app, it's a random word generator. He also says it uses scientific principles, but never brings up what these scientific principles are. I have no idea what they are. They weren't mentioned. He's never said what they are. So, it is debunkable. He debunked it himself. I, in such a way, debunked it. Didn't get any direct responses whatsoever. I do have a lot more footage that I could show you guys, but this video is already long enough. Here's what I think of the app.
A bullshit? A bullshit?